Hey Dark Souls, it's me, Kunas, or FYMB PvPs, as the channel says. Here I'm bringing you some more PvP videos in the darkroot. Now, right here, this guy, he's actually wearing the head of Ferris. You don't really see that too much. He's going to use Crystal Magic Weapon right here, and that's really one of the best enchantments. I actually prefer it over Sunlight Blade. That you get 3 uses, especially if I'm coasting. But you know, if you're invading and you can get power within off with a Sunlight Blade and backstab somebody you want to, they're not going to be doing too much. Anyways, back on topic. So here on the fight, this is Brody's first fight of the day, and he actually gets parried right there, as you can see. And that's a rapier, I'm assuming a hornet ring and crystal magic weapon. Or not a rapier, my bad guys. It's a katana. My bad. Anyways, he kills Brody right there. He doesn't really react to that parry too well, which no one really does. So I summon him back. You know, it's actually the same guy. He has just changed his armor. That's why you see the crystal magic weapon coming back into play. Now they're just gonna kind of spin around each other here for a minute. Now Brody's controller actually messes up. He's got a pretty bad controller, and it's gonna roll him off to the side here, if I believe. Yeah, right there. So he's gonna go ahead and try and take that attack right there. And he goes ahead and gets a backstab off. Now, the backstab, it hurts. Everybody knows a hornet ring backstab, not going to feel too good. So this guy's going to try and get a couple of hits off and try and parry him, you know, to try and finish the job. But then Brody gets another backstab, and that's going to end the day. Now, this is the sorcerer I summoned against Brody, and he didn't really do too well against him because he was using the Moonlight Greatsword, and no one really does too well against that weapon. So here he actually kicks him out of his taunt, and that way we don't have to sit here and wait, thank God. Anyways, this is the guy that killed Brody right there. The non-sorcerer. Well, they both killed Brody at one point. And right there, the sorcerer backstabs him, which I can imagine doesn't feel too well, which is the great equalizer backstab you can use. Now they kind of trade right there because they're going ham on each other. You know, trades are always fun, coming out. Obviously, you'd rather be victorious, but this guy right here, I believe he's trying to be P person. He's using a Chaos Blade, Grass Shield, and trying to look like P person. He's got a red Tearstone ring and a Gwyn sword for a secondary, so that's almost exactly like P person. Now, Brody, he doesn't really know how to fight katanas too well. You know, as many katanas as you fight online. Now he actually gets his backstab off here, but it doesn't do any damage, so he's going to go ahead and shame him. He wouldn't normally do that on a normal occasion, but his backstab didn't do any damage, and that went ahead and finished him off. So this is the guy dressed up in Shiva's armor. We've seen him fight a couple of times. He's the only guy who gets down on his knees for a fight. Anyways, Brody's going to go ahead and rush in right after his emote. So Brody is using the Black Knight Greatsword, not Greatsword, Black Knight Sword to PvP right now because he doesn't really have too many other good PvP great swords. Now right there, Brody gets his parry off because it's a Black Knight Sword. It didn't feel too well. And sorry about that clip you just heard there in the background. That was my water bottle. I already commentated this once and my throat's dry and scratchy, so I'm trying to drink some water for it. So here, neither one of them's two balls out on it. So I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna whip out some pyromancies to get Brody moving. Yeah, right there. Pyromancies, they're not really the best thing for PvP, unless you're using combustion, in which case that's a good PvP pyromancy. But you'll definitely feel it if you do get hit by the pyromancies. You definitely feel them more than miracles, and I would say more than sorceries, but a crystal soul spear will mess you up. So right here, Brody's just going to be turtling behind his shield with his rapier. He's feeling good today. He's got a couple of backstabs and parries, so he figured he'd switch over to my +5 Chaos Richard's rapier, which, if you ask me, is the best rapier if you're trying to do physical. If you have got 10 humanity, just scale it. In my opinion, it's the best one. But if you're looking for pure damage and invading, go ahead and use a +15 version of it, and just throw a Sunlight Blade on it and go ahead and backstab somebody, and you're probably not going to get up from it. So both players here trying to parry, and neither player too successful. They're just mainly eating the damage. So Brody really doesn't use a rapier, so he's not too good with it. Anyways, right here, neither one getting too successful hits off, but he switches his fighting style to kick, hit, which I don't know if it was really too successful, but he did it. So Brody's just going to try and get some damage off with his rapier. Now this guy's got the red tearstone ring, as I said before, or at least I believe I said before. He actually stun locks him, but he gets out of it because he didn't go for it, and that could have really killed Brody with that red tearstone and a great sword. And then he gets the parry off, but he doesn't actually hit him, so the damage doesn't go through, and I believe that would have killed Brody. I do believe. Brody gets his stamina break, and he doesn't take advantage of it. And they're both being very cautious. They're both very low on health, so he's going to go ahead and stand back, go fireball, try and get Brody to attack a little bit more, maybe without his shield, trying to go balls out on him. But Brody's a little more calm player than that, so he doesn't do it. So he's just sitting here, he's fishing them in to open up so he can hit him with his sword. So right there he tries to hit him through his shield, and Brody just pokes him to death behind the shield. So right here we've got a fight between Brody and Bacon in My Mouth. Now you're going to be seeing Bacon in My Mouth in later videos, probably part 2 and part 3 of this video, or at least this series right here. And Bacon in My Mouth, he's actually not too bad of a player. As you can see, he's wearing Giant's armor for anti-gankers because he is a force hunter. And he's actually using the Hornet Ring, and I believe the Ring of Favor and Protection. He's got Velka's rapier with Giant armor. Now I'm sorry I peeled away from the fight there real quick, but I had to check that other invader to see if he was coming up to backstab Brody, which actually turns out here in a second he's going to try to. So I tell Brody to peel up that fight and pay attention to him. And the result of that guy fighting Brody, Bacon in My Mouth is going to go ahead and backstab him. I don't think any of them is suffering damage. So they can both resume their fight there. Anyway, so Brody's going to sit here behind the crest shield. He took that out because of the sorcerer. But I guess he just never put it away. So Bacon in My Mouth's going to try and get some parries. Not really too successful, but didn't really suffer any damage from it. So Brody's trying to get his backstab, but what he doesn't realize is he's blocking and hitting RB at the same time, which isn't going to allow him to get his backstab off. Now, Bacon in My Mouth using the Silver Knight shield, which is the best medium shield for stability and various protections, in my opinion anyways, if you plus 5 it. So Brody's going to get his backstab right there, and I'm not sure if the damage went through. I'm almost positive it did, but I can't promise you anything. So then Bacon in My Mouth, he wasn't doing backstabs, but since Brody backstabbed him, then he was going to go ahead and do them. So Brody's just going to sit here and poke behind the shield along with Bacon in My Mouth. So they're just sitting there both poking at each other. And as you can see, they're both trying to keep their distance. You know, they both want their damage. Bacon in My Mouth parries him and takes forever to get the hit off, but he does get it off. I don't think he could have taken a second longer, and that's going to go